Hi everybody, this is Derrick Ruiz with eXp Realty and welcome to my video, Home Buying in 2025, 10 must-do steps for success. Now, are you thinking about buying a home in 2025? You're not alone. Between rising interest rates, fierce competition, and constantly changing market conditions, it's more important than ever to be prepared, informed, and strategic about your home search. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 10 essential steps every smart buyer needs to follow to succeed in today's real estate market. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upgrading to a new home, or investing in property, this is your complete roadmap to making confident decisions, avoiding costly mistakes, and actually enjoy the process of looking for your new home. If you're serious about owning real estate in 2025, this is the video you need to watch. So let's get started. Your future home is waiting. Step 1, exploring all your financing options. Before you even think about looking at homes, understand what kind of buyer you are. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you selling your house and trading up? Are you going to rent your house and then buy a new primary residence? Maybe you're buying a rental property. Are you possibly buying a home with mom and dad as a co-signer? Are you a W-2 employee? Are you self-employed or a business owner? Your best loan strategy is going to depend on what type of buyer you are and how you earn your income. Here's a quick breakdown of the different loan types. Conventional loans. Those conventional loans are typically 30-year loans with 10 or 20% down, great for people with good credit and a very stable income like a W-2 type income. FHA loans. Those are more flexible type loans for first-time buyers, especially if you want to put down a very low down payment like 3.5% or 5%, although they can be used for other types of buyers as well. No-doc loans. Those are good for self-employed buyers or people with high income, but maybe their paperwork isn't that strong for some reason. Typically with no-doc loans, you're not going to have to show W-2s or tax returns. They're more concerned with your credit and your ability to put down a nice down payment. Hard money and bridge loans. Those are really useful for investors or for short-term solutions. Now, don't lock yourself into one option too soon. Explore your different financing options with your agent and the lender that you eventually choose. So speaking of lenders, step 2, pick the right lender and get pre-approved. Now, pick a lender, get pre-approved, and of course, I can supply you with a list of lenders, but don't be afraid to ask a friend for a referral to a good lender, especially if they've recently purchased a home. Your lender will help you decide on what loan scenario is best for you based on your criteria. Once you know your loan type, it's time to get serious. You're going to need to submit all your required documents, tax returns, 1099s, W-2s, bank statements. The lender's going to pull a copy of your credit report, of course. And then you're going to receive a pre-approval letter, which is your golden ticket to making offers. I also recommend you get a buyer's estimated net sheet from your lender so you can itemize all the various costs that are involved with obtaining a loan and purchasing a home in today's market. That'll tell you your projected costs, monthly payments, and estimated cash needed to close. This process gives you clarity and credibility. Sellers want serious buyers, and pre-approval proves you're ready to act. Let me share my screen here, and I'll show you a sample buyer's estimated closing sheet. So I just had ChatGPT put this together. It's going to show you the loan origination fee, the appraisal fee, credit fee, underwriting fees, tax service, your escrow costs, your title insurance, lender's policy, prepaid mortgage interest, property tax reserves. It's gonna show everything. So in this scenario, the total estimated closing costs are $19,070. That's in addition to your loan down payment. So I highly recommend that when you start your search, you start getting some estimated closing cost statements so you know how to budget. You're gonna have your down payment plus your closing costs, so you want to get that number up front. Okay. Step 3, understand the true cost of home ownership. Don't fall in love with a payment you think you can afford. Owning a home comes with more than just the mortgage. Here's what you must budget for as well. Obviously, you're going to have a loan payment, principal and interest. You're going to have property taxes, which are going to equal to 1.25% of the purchase price annually. To get your monthly, just divide by 12. You're going to have homeowner's insurance. And don't forget earthquake insurance or flood insurance if it's needed. I have a 2-story Spanish-style triplex. I have earthquake insurance. I'm not in a flood zone, so obviously I don't need flood insurance. Also budget for maintenance and repairs. Leaky roofs, broken water heaters, and fresh paint add up. So run these numbers and make sure your dream home doesn't become a financial nightmare. Now, hold on just a bit because I'm going to show you AI how to crunch home ownership numbers and get the complete financials on home ownership a little bit later in this video. Step 4, consider a duplex or triplex. If you're open-minded and investment savvy, here's a game-changing tip. Again, buy a duplex or triplex instead of a house. Why? You're going to be collecting rent from the other units. Your monthly out-of-pocket payment goes down as rents increase. And you can later convert it to a pure rental and build wealth. Think of it as house hacking. You live in one unit and your tenants help pay the mortgage. Let me show you a sample duplex. Here's one at 3433 Sherborne Drive, listed for $1,790, $1,790,000. It's a duplex. Each unit is 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's a very nice location in Culver City, close to everything, and it's got a complete remodel. New kitchen, flooring, paint, appliances, new central AC and heat. And look at the rents, $38.50, $39.50. So if you bought this instead of a house, you're going to be receiving $38.50 a month in income to help pay your mortgage payment. That's why I'm so high on duplexes and triplexes for first-time buyers, to help them with that mortgage payment. Step 5, pick the right broker. Very important, obviously. Your agent is your advocate, but not all agents are created equal. Here's what to look for. You need somebody with deep experience, especially in competitive markets. You want somebody who has deep local knowledge of neighborhoods and market trends. I also recommend an agent who's also a strong listing broker, because they understand sellers and they know how to win, and they often have off-market properties that you can purchase. For example, I'm working with 3 or 4 home sellers right now that are going to be listing their property in the next 2, 3, 4 months. I've looked at the properties, we're in conversations right now. And if I was working with a buyer, I would be able to turn that buyer into one of these listings and say, hey, I got this property coming up in Hollywood Hills in about 2 months. So if your buyer's agent is also a strong listing broker, that's a big advantage to most buyers. Somebody who has a solid reputation in the agent community. I got 39 years selling real estate here. I know a ton of agents, so my reputation is stellar in this community, and I protect it at all costs. Another important thing is that your buyer's agent has to be a problem solver. Real estate is all about navigating roadblocks, title issues, repair issues, financing hiccups. You want to have a pro in your corner, so that's my advice for picking a broker. Step 6, understand true market values, not just the asking price. Listing prices are just marketing. You need to understand what similar homes have sold for and why. Was it a fixer? Was it remodeled? Was it in probate? Closed sales comps for every home you're serious about. So you need to have your agent send you sales comps to any property that you're considering so you can see exactly what other properties are sold for in your neighborhood. You want to know the average price per square foot in the area so you know what you're really paying for and you're not overpaying for a property. Ask your agent to break down and provide recent sales comps. Very important. A smart buyer doesn't just look at properties, they analyze the data. So let's take a look at some of the comps here. Okay, so I ran properties, let's make this bigger. Okay, we got this property in Greenwood. We're looking at a typical house in Mar Vista, 90066, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, sold in the last 90 days. So I'll be sending you comps like this so you can see what properties, 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes sold in 90066, which is Mar Vista area. So it's very important to understand what's selling in the neighborhood. Price per square foot is very important. The comp show right here, this one sold for $923 per square foot. We got another one here. This one sold for 1,038 square foot on Madison Avenue. So it's really important to review comps with your agent and make sure that you know what that property you're looking at should sell for, what the average price per square foot is, so you know you're not overpaying for a property. Very, very important. Step 7, set up your real estate tech toolkit. Everything in real estate is digital now. If you're not using tech tools, you're going to fall behind. Here's what I recommend as your must-have toolkit. You want to have an account on Realtor.com or Redfin, or use my website so you can scan listings fast. You want to use Google Earth to explore the area, see surrounding properties, and get an overall view of the surrounding area. Now, this is very important. Let's say you're looking up in the hills. Maybe you're in Hollywood Hills, or you're in Brentwood, or you're up in the hills in Playa del Rey, or Ladera Heights. You want to be able to use Google Earth to see what's around you. It's really important, especially if the property's got a lot of trees and bushes, or your hillside or something. Super important. Also, ChatGPT or Grok AI on your phone or computer for instant answers and numbers crunching. I'll show you how to use this in a bit, how I use AI. You're going to need to know how to use DocuSign to review and sign docs quickly and securely. And Zoom, you don't need an account for Zoom, but it helps if you're familiar with it. There'll be times when we're going to have to jump on Zoom calls together. Be the buyer who's ready to sign, not the one scrambling for tech help. Now, I'm going to show you some of these things. So let's go over here. Let's start with Google Earth. Okay, so we are going to look at this property at 3873 Rosewood in Mar Vista. And there you go. You can see where the property is located on Google Earth. Now you can scroll in a little bit so you can see this property is across from Venice High School. Okay, so that may be a plus for you, that may be a minus for you. It's hard to say, but this is a good reason why you want to use Google Earth. Now, let's see here. Yeah, so you may not want to be near a high school. So that's why it's a good idea to use Google Earth to scope it out. Now, especially if it's in a hilly neighborhood, or there's a lot of trees, or it's a gated community, or whatever. But I like to use Google Earth now, especially if you're an out-of-area buyer and you're not that familiar with Los Angeles, and you're moving from San Francisco or Dallas or New York, and you're moving into our city. It's very important when you see a property, it's to scope it out on Google Earth so you can really get a good idea of where the property is located. It's not too far from Mark Twain Middle School. So right here, you're in the middle of two large schools. Maybe a plus for some people, maybe not a plus for other people. And then if you scroll out, you can see you're not too far from the ocean, from Venice Beach here. and you're not too far from the Marina del Rey harbor. So again, I like using Google Earth, especially if you're out of the area and you really want to do some deep research. Okay, step 8, be flexible and ready to act when the right home pops up. Speed wins deals, but preparation makes speed possible. Now here's how to stay ready. Have your wish list, but be willing to compromise. Consider expanding your geographic search. Sometimes the perfect home is 1 or 2 zip codes over than when you were considering. No house is perfect, but the right one is out there for you. When it hits, you must take action. On the flip side, know when to walk away. If it's overpriced, needs too much work, or the seller's not willing to compromise, then don't be afraid to walk away. Winning buyers in 2025 are decisive but smart. Okay, step 9, use AI for real estate questions and financial calculations. Artificial intelligence isn't just a buzzword, it's also a powerful tool for home buyers. Platforms like ChatGPT and Grok AI can instantly answer almost any real estate question that you might have. But where they really shine, in my opinion, and what I use them for all the time, is crunching financial numbers and helping you make smarter, faster decisions. Here's what AI can help you calculate. Total monthly payment breakdown. You just have to enter the price, the loan terms, interest rate, down payment, and insurance cost, and it'll instantly give you your exact monthly payment, including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Homeownership tax write-off. AI tools can estimate how much you'll save in taxes from owning a home based on the interest rate, property taxes, and other deductions. It's a great way to see the true cost of home ownership after tax savings. Historical appreciation data. Want to know how homes have appreciated in a specific neighborhood over the past 5, 10, or 20 years? AI can dig up the numbers and help you understand long-term value trends. Smart communication tips. You can even ask AI how to best work with your agent, what questions to ask, how to negotiate, and what to focus on during inspections and contingencies. So let's crunch the numbers using ChatGPT on a sample home here in Mar Vista. So we got this property here at 3783 Rosewood Avenue, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, listed for $1,650,000. It's a California bungalow in prime Mar Vista near the Venice border. First time on the market for 65 years. Looks like a beautiful home. And I'm going to go over to ChatGPT now. Okay, so here we go. Please provide the financial data for a home purchase. Buyers are looking at a house in Mar Vista listed for $1.65 million. They're putting down 20%. They're getting a 6% 30-year amortized loan. Property taxes are 1.25% per year. The insurance policy is $2,500 per year. The garden will be $150 a month. And please budget $500 a month for repairs and maintenance just to be safe. What is the monthly payment? What's the monthly budget plus the gardener and repairs and maintenance? And also, how much of a tax write-off will the buyers be able to declare on their taxes? Here is a detailed financial breakdown for the Mar Vista home purchase. Okay, we input these numbers. There's the monthly PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So you're looking at a monthly payment of $7,912. Your taxes are $1,718 a month. Your insurance is $208 a month. So the combined monthly payment is $9,839 a month. Now I asked it to put in $150 for a gardener and repairs and maintenance of $500 a month. So that comes to $10,489 a month. Now let's ask about the estimated tax write-off. You're going to be able to deduct about $78,000 a month in interest, $10,000 a month in property taxes. So your combined tax deductions year one would be about $88,000. Now this is a simplified estimate. Buyers must consult their CPA for personalized tax implications based on their income, filing status, and whether they'll benefit for itemizing. So that's how I use ChatGPT to crunch numbers. Whether I'm analyzing a home purchase for a buyer, whether I'm analyzing an apartment building's financial data, I love ChatGTP and AI in general. It makes my life much easier. But you as a buyer, anytime you're looking at a house online, something pops up and you want to crunch the numbers, just go into ChatGTP, put all the information in there that's required, and you'll get an instantaneous breakdown of what the property is going to cost you. Okay, so let's move on. Step 10, submitting offers that win. When it's time to make an offer, how you present it can make or break the deal. Actually, how your agent presents it. So you want to submit a clean offer with as few contingencies as possible. That shows the seller you're serious and easy to work with. Always include a bank pre-approval letter and your proof of funds to back up your offer. Now, expect multiple offers on the most desirable properties, especially in hot markets. But here's where smart strategy makes all the difference. You need to understand the seller's motivation. So whenever I'm representing a buyer and we're looking at a proper property, I call that listing agent. It's super important for me to call that listing agent and pick their brain. What's the seller looking for? What's his or her time frame? Are there any other offers? Have you been in escrow before? Are there any reports or disclosures from a previous escrow that you can share with us? Are there any issues or problems that we should be aware of with this house? Is everything good, or are we going to have inspection issues with the heating system or foundation or plumbing? More importantly, what's it going to take to get this deal done for my client? So you need to tailor your offer to meet those needs when possible. If you don't win it the first time, be ready to submit a strong backup offer. Sometimes there's multiple offers. My buyer didn't get it. We submitted the offer as a backup offer. We got the backup offer accepted, and then lo and behold, the first offer flakes out or whatever, and then the agent's on the phone with me. Hey, Derrick, does your client still want this property because the first buyer flaked out? Heck yes, we want this offer, and boom, my buyer gets the deal done. You can often just win the deal by submitting a well-written, easy-to-accept offer, clean terms, short contingency periods, or no contingencies at all. A great agent who communicates professionally with the listing agent. In a competitive market, your offer needs to stand out, not just in price, but how confidently and clearly it's presented. Congratulations, your offer was accepted. So, to wrap up, buying a home in 2025 doesn't have to be stressful. If you follow these steps, you're already ahead of 90% of the buyers out there. Now, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more real estate advice, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. I'd love to help you. And if you're ready to start your search in Los Angeles or Southern California, shoot me a text. Give me a call. Let's find your perfect home together. I got 39 years of selling real estate here in Southern California and Los Angeles, and I can certainly help you. Thanks for watching, and happy house hunting. This is Derrick Ruiz with eXp Realty.